Unbeknownst to most, a hidden bioenergetic war is being waged against humanity, one fought not with weapons, but through the very foods we consume daily. Under the guise of modern progress and convenience, a network of powerful entities, ranging from ancient occult societies and secretive priesthoods to contemporary governments and multinational corporations, has orchestrated a covert campaign to modify common staples in ways that systematically dampen the spiritual capacities of highly sensitive individuals often referred to in esoteric circles as the chosen. This grand conspiracy dates back millennia, when early practitioners of occult science and alchemical rites recognized the profound influence that subtle vibrational frequencies exert on human consciousness. Through carefully designed rituals and plant hybridization techniques, they imbued certain grains, herbs, and animal products with disruptive energetic signatures intended to block the free flow of chi, prana, or spiritual light through the energy channels of those predisposed to higher dimensional awareness. As civilization advanced, these primordial methods were co-opted and vastly amplified by the advent of modern science and industrial agriculture. Genetic engineering, chemical synthesis, and factory farming provided unprecedented precision and scale, allowing these hidden architects of spiritual suppression to insert synthetic additives, genetically modified organisms, and trauma-laden animal cells into the global food supply. Today, the same institutions that regulate food safety and global trade unwittingly or willfully perpetuate this bioenergetic siege by approving additives that act as aura anchors, cultivating livestock in conditions designed to imprint low-frequency vibrations of fear and suffering, and promoting hybrid grains that generate dense energetic fog around the pineal gland. The result is that the chosen, whose gifts of clairvoyance, telepathy, and divine communion depend on unobstructed energetic clarity, find themselves beset by unexplained fatigue after meals, a creeping dullness of intuition, and a persistent sense of separation from their higher selves. This subtle warfare erodes the foundation of their spiritual practices, rendering meditation, prayer, and manifestation efforts frustratingly ineffective. Yet, awareness of this hidden war is itself a potent antidote. By uncovering the historical roots of these manipulations, from the temple gardens of ancient mystery schools to the laboratories of biotech firms, and by understanding the ways in which modern food systems have been weaponized against human vibrational potential, sensitive individuals can begin to reclaim sovereignty over their bodies as sacred vessels. Through targeted dietary protocols that eliminate synthetic additives, industrial dairy, hybrid grains, and meat sourced from traumatized animals, the chosen can systematically purge these energetic blockages and restore the natural harmony between their physical form and their divine essence. As the veils of secrecy dissolve and the bioenergetic battlefields are laid bare, what emerges is not merely a nutritional revolution, but a profound reclamation of spiritual autonomy. Each meal becomes a conscious choice between elevation and stagnation, between alignment with higher frequencies and subjection to the forces of suppression. In this pivotal moment, those who heed the call to nutritional liberation will unlock the full spectrum of their spiritual potential, transcending the invisible chains woven into our modern diets and stepping into the radiant power that has always been their birthright. Within the hidden tapestry of subtle energies that underlie human consciousness, there exist 5 major categories of dietary interference, each acting as a formidable energetic blockade to those sensitive souls striving for higher vibrational alignment. and together they form a covert bioenergetic siege upon the elect, the spiritually attuned among us. First among these are artificial additives, the synthetic compounds and engineered chemicals clandestinely introduced into our foods, under the guise of preservation, flavor enhancement, and visual appeal, yet which in truth serve as energetic anchors that weigh down the aura, particularly around the third eye and crown chakras. These additives, imperceptible to conventional chemical analysis, distort the natural vibrational signature of food, embedding disruptive frequencies that manifest as dark, opaque patches in one's subtle field, and in more severe cases trigger a phenomenon known as auric polarity inversion, an outright reversal of the energy field's natural spin, causing every attempt at meditation or energetic work to feel like swimming against a relentless current. The second major energetic blockage arises from the consumption of meat sourced from animals reared in conditions of extreme suffering and fear. Factory-farmed livestock subjected to cramped confinement, hormonal manipulation, and traumatic handling imprint every cell of their bodies with low-frequency vibrations of terror, despair, and pain, which then transfer directly into the consumer's own energy field upon digestion. For the elect, whose energetic systems are uniquely porous and highly receptive, this influx of suffering-based vibrations congests the solar plexus and heart chakras, stifling inner guidance, compassion, and the vital flow of pranic energy, necessary for empathic resonance and heart-centered awareness. Third on the list are modern grains and gluten, which, through decades of hybridization, chemical treatment, and genetic modification, have been transformed into energetic fogs that envelop the third eye, clouding intuitive perception and dulled psychic faculties. Unlike their ancient heirloom counterparts, these contemporary cereals carry a dense, static-like, vibrational signature that interferes directly with pineal gland function, hampering the body's natural production of endogenous DMT and melatonin rhythms, and thereby diminishing clairvoyance, clairaudience, and the capacity for lucid, visionary dreaming. Fourth is the pervasive influence of conventional dairy products, laden not only with synthetic hormones, antibiotics, and pesticide residues, but also saturated with the low-frequency energies of fear and distress endured by dairy cows in industrialized farming operations. Upon ingestion, these compromised dairy molecules coalesce into an etheric mucus that adheres to the chakric network, most notably smothering the thymus gland at the base of the heart chakra, eroding the energetic immune system, weakening spiritual defenses, and leaving one vulnerable to psychic attack, energy vampirism, and manipulative influences from lower astral entities. Finally, we confront the fifth and perhaps most insidious category: vibrationally modified foods, whose molecular structures have been altered through undisclosed processes, be they advanced irradiation techniques, electrochemical treatments, or occult-inspired vibrational reprogramming, that leave no trace under standard laboratory assays, yet reveal profound anomalies when examined through sensitive subtle field technologies. These foods introduce dissonant vibrational patterns into the consumer's energy field, creating resonant interference that amplifies existing blockages, and over time can invert the natural polarity of one's aura, effectively trapping the elect in a cycle of dense energetic inertia. Taken together, these 5 dietary culprits form an interlocking web of suppression. The artificial additives and vibrationally modified foods distort and reverse the flow of one's energetic matrix. The traumatized meat and conventional dairy inject low vibrational suffering that clogs vital chakras, and the altered grains and gluten shroud the mind's inner eye in a fog of confusion. The cumulative effect is a profound erosion of spiritual faculties, intuition, clairvoyance, telepathy, manifestation, and heart-centered compassion, all of which rely on the unobstructed circulation of high-frequency prana or chi through the body's energetic channels. For the sensitive few who sense the truth of this bioenergetic war, those who experience unexplained fatigue after meals, a creeping dullness of intuition, or dark spots in their aura upon energy sensing, the path to liberation lies in the complete elimination of these 5 food groups from the diet. By purging synthetic additives and vibrationally tainted substances, by choosing plant-based proteins or ethically raised high-vibrational animal products, by returning to ancient heirloom grains and gluten-free alternatives, and by replacing industrial dairy with fermented or plant-derived options, one can systematically dismantle the energetic blockages that have long held back spiritual evolution. As these dietary anchors are removed, practitioners report a gradual but unmistakable clearing of the aura, restoration of natural energy field polarity, and a rekindling of the pineal gland's visionary capacities. The solar plexus and heart chakras, once clogged with trauma-based vibrations, open to reveal the full spectrum of empathic resonance and unconditional love, while the third eye, liberated from gluten-induced fog, once again perceives subtle energies, synchronicities, and multidimensional guidance. In this reclamation of nutritional sovereignty lies the key to transcending the covert bioenergetic siege. Each conscious meal becomes an act of spiritual reclamation, each choice between elevation and stagnation, between alignment with divine frequencies and subjection to forces of suppression. For those who heed this call, the veil between worlds thins, intuitive downloads flow unimpeded, and the dormant capacities of the soul awaken to fulfill the higher purpose for which the elect have long been destined. Many sensitive individuals begin to notice subtle but persistent signals that their spiritual well-being is under siege, often manifesting shortly after eating, a restlessness that ripples through the body, a gnawing discomfort in the digestive tract, and an inexplicable heaviness that seeps into every fiber of their being. These post-meal disturbances are seldom chalked up to mere dietary indiscretion, for they seem to arrive unbidden even after meals that once brought joy and nourishment. Instead, they hint at a deeper energetic imbalance, a disruption in the smooth flow of prana or chi that leaves the individual grappling with chronic fatigue no amount of rest can truly dispel. Over time, this physical malaise begins to permeate the realm of the subtle, seeping into the heart of one's spiritual practices. Meditation sessions, once portals to inner silence and communion with higher realms, now feel stilted, as if a static hum has been woven into the fabric of consciousness. Intuition, once a reliable compass, wavers at crucial moments. Guidance that previously arrived as clear insights now emerges as muted suggestions, easily drowned out by the din of mental chatter. Even the most disciplined prayer or contemplation can stall, as if an unseen blockade stands between the seeker and the divine. In tandem with these internal disturbances, perceptual anomalies begin to manifest in the subtle body itself. Practitioners with developed auric vision report the emergence of dark or opaque patches in their aura, most prominently around the crown and third eye regions, patches that linger for days and resist the usual cleansing techniques of energy work. These visual markers serve as undeniable evidence that something in the energetic environment has been compromised, Yet the underlying cause often remains elusive, hidden within the very substances meant to sustain life. Concurrently, the synchronistic patterns that once colored daily experience start to fade. Recurring dreams that once offered vivid symbolic guidance now lose their clarity, becoming fragmented or entirely absent. Serendipitous encounters, those chance meetings and meaningful coincidences that feel orchestrated by unseen forces, grow scarcer, leaving the individual feeling unmoored from the subtle currents that once guided them. As the disturbances persist, emotional volatility may set in. Sudden waves of anxiety or melancholy that seem to arise without external triggers, further eroding confidence in one's intuitive faculties. Physical symptoms can extend beyond the digestive realm to include headaches, muscle tension, and sleep disturbances, each reinforcing the sense that the body is under siege. Mentally, one may find it increasingly difficult to enter the meditative state of flow, as thoughts swirl relentlessly, making it nearly impossible to achieve the stillness required for spiritual insight. Even rituals and ceremonies that once felt potent and transformative can lose their resonance, as though the sacred space itself has been dulled by an invisible fog. In this fog, the signs and symbols that previously appeared with crystal clear intention become muddled, leaving the seeker uncertain of the messages being conveyed. It is precisely this creeping fog and the accompanying energetic blockages that underscore the importance of examining one's diet and environment for potential sources of contamination. By acknowledging these symptoms as signals of spiritual sabotage, rather than mere inconveniences or psychosomatic phenomena, sensitive individuals can begin to chart a path toward energetic detoxification. Through mindful elimination of suspect foods and the incorporation of high vibrational alternatives, they can systematically dismantle the blockages that have sapped their vitality and sharpened their intuition, ultimately reclaiming the clarity of their aura and allowing meditation, manifestation, and intuitive knowing to flourish unimpeded. At the heart of this transformative protocol lies a simple yet radical commitment to completely eliminate 5 key food groups: artificial additives, meat from suffering animals, modern grains and gluten, conventional dairy, and vibrationally modified foods, for a sustained period of at least 14 to 21 days. During this time, practitioners report an almost alchemical shift in their inner landscape, as though the very fabric of their subtle energy fields is being rewoven. Within days of adopting this strict dietary cleanse, many describe a startling switch in their clairvoyant faculties. Vivid prophetic dreams begin to unfold each night, delivering symbolic guidance with a precision and clarity previously unknown, while daytime visions and flashes of intuitive insight become so frequent and pronounced that the boundaries between waking reality and higher dimensional awareness seem to dissolve. Alongside these heightened perceptual gifts, a palpable energetic shield often materializes around the practitioner's auric field, an almost tangible barrier that deflects negativity, psychic intrusions, and electromagnetic interference, allowing for a profound sense of safety and energetic sovereignty in even the most challenging environments. As the days progress, the heart chakra, long clogged by low vibrational residues from conventional dairy and trauma-laden animal products, begins to unclench, flooding the entire system with waves of unconditional love, empathy, and compassion. This heart opening is frequently accompanied by spontaneous healing abilities. Practitioners report feeling warmth or tingling in their palms, which they learn to direct into themselves or others for physical, emotional, and spiritual restoration. Perhaps most astonishingly, as the physical and etheric blockages dissolve, access to the so-called Akashic Records, the purported cosmic library of ancient wisdom, becomes startlingly effortless. During meditation, a torrent of multidimensional information flows through, offering precise solutions to personal challenges, unveiling past life memories, and even forecasting future possibilities with uncanny accuracy. This unfiltered download of ancestral and cosmic knowledge not only accelerates one's personal evolution, but also deepens one's sense of purpose and connection to the greater tapestry of existence. Manifestation, once a slow and often frustrating endeavor, transforms into near instantaneous co-creation with the universe. Intentions set in focused prayer or ritual begin to materialize in the outer world within hours or days, as though the practitioner has been granted direct access to the underlying energetic blueprint of reality. Importantly, while some may doubt these claims until they experience them firsthand, the consistency of these reports across diverse cultures and spiritual lineages lends credibility to the protocol's potency. By consciously choosing each meal as an act of spiritual sovereignty, opting instead for whole, high-vibrational foods such as organic vegetables, properly prepared ancient grains, if tolerated, ethically sourced plant proteins, and pure spring water, sensitive individuals can systematically purge the dietary anchors that have long held them in vibrational stagnation. In doing so, they reclaim their birthright as multidimensional beings capable of clairvoyant sight, prophetic dreaming, instantaneous manifestation, and unconditional love. Ultimately, this 14 to 21-day dietary reset is more than a nutritional cleanse. It is a ritual of remembrance, a return to the harmonious union of body, mind, and spirit that allows the soul's highest potential to unfold. For those who dare to embrace it, the journey through these initial weeks marks the threshold of a new era of personal empowerment, energetic mastery, and divine communion, one in which every choice, from the foods on the plate to the prayers in the heart, becomes an act of conscious co-creation with the infinite. Embarking on this path of nutritional liberation initiates nothing less than an alchemical rebirth, as the dense energetic anchors, artificial additives, trauma-laden animal products, hybrid grains, conventional dairy, and vibrationally modified substances are systematically purged from the body's delicate ecosystem, allowing the subtle currents of prana or chi to flow unimpeded. As these blockages dissolve, the once impenetrable veil separating the physical plane from subtler dimensions begins to thin, and the guidance of the higher self emerges with crystalline clarity, no longer muffled by energetic static. Intuitive insights that once felt fleeting or elusive now arrive as unmistakable nudges, clear downloads of wisdom that illuminate each choice, conversation, and life circumstance, with a sense of purpose that transcends ordinary cognition. With every meal, the practitioner stands at a sacred crossroads. Will this choice elevate the vibrational field and reinforce the bridge to higher realms, or will it re-anchor the self in the density of stagnation? This conscious engagement with nourishment transforms the simple act of eating into a ritual of empowerment, a daily affirmation of one's commitment to embodying divine potential and co-creating reality in alignment with cosmic intelligence. Over days and weeks, the cumulative effect of these mindful dietary decisions cultivates a state of living in alignment, a natural unfolding of heightened energetic sensitivity that permeates every aspect of life. The senses sharpen to an extraordinary degree, enabling the detection of subtle shifts in the ambient energy of people, places, and objects. One may feel the resonance of a room before stepping inside, perceive the emotional undercurrents of a gathering, or sense the energetic signature of a new relationship. Dreams become vivid, multi-layered landscapes teeming with symbolic guidance and direct transmissions from the subconscious or higher intelligences, each nocturnal vision unfolding like a personalized oracle, offering precise solutions to personal challenges, revealing hidden patterns, or previewing future potentials with uncanny accuracy. Synchronicities accelerate, weaving a tapestry of meaningful coincidences that reaffirm one's place within the grand cosmic dance. Chance encounters morph into divinely orchestrated meetings. Repeated number sequences carry coded messages of encouragement, and serendipitous events unfold as clear signposts directing one's path. An unshakable inner knowing emerges, dissolving doubt and infusing each action with confidence rooted in divine assurance. Fear and hesitation give way to inspired initiative, as the practitioner learns to trust the intelligence of their own higher self above all external counsel. In this elevated state, the physical body itself becomes a tuned instrument, resonating with the frequencies of love, compassion, and creative manifestation. Chronic ailments and lingering fatigue often lift, replaced by a buoyant vitality that fuels both spiritual practices and everyday activities, while emotional turbulence subsides into equanimity and resilience. The heart chakra, once constricted by low vibrational residues, blossoms fully, releasing waves of unconditional love and empathy that radiate outward, healing not only the self, but also uplifting others. Mental clarity sharpens, allowing the mind to serve as a precise instrument of focus rather than a whirlwind of chaotic thoughts. And the pineal gland reactivates, deepening meditative states and opening channels to visions, prophetic dreams, and direct communion with spirit guides, ascended masters, or ancestral intelligences. Ultimately, this journey of ascension through dietary transformation transcends mere nutrition. It is a rite of passage that invites individuals to step fully into their embodied divine mission. Each meal becomes a conscious declaration of sovereignty, choosing whole, high-vibrational foods such as organic vegetables, properly fermented grains, ethically sourced plant proteins, and pure spring water, and each breath an opportunity to align more deeply with the luminous potential at the core of existence. In doing so, the practitioner co-creates a reality in which higher self-guidance is not a rare gift, but an ever-present companion, where every decision, from nourishment to interaction, becomes an act of sacred co-creation, and where the promise of ascension, living in effortless alignment with the divine blueprint, unfolds as the natural state of being.